I'm your average dude. I'm no different than you. Might be a little bit taller, maybe be a little bit stronger, a little bit sexier, but that's okay. Maybe even a little bit more funnier, but that's about it. I'm no different than you. So men make more money, they have more kids. When women make more money, they have less kids and buy more dumb shit. They buy more cars. They're consumers, right? Women make up 80% of the entire consumer market in North America and Canada specifically. And you also bring it back to, you're not allowed to, especially as a man, you're not allowed to be a man and to raise your kids the way that you want. You're supposed to raise the kids the way the woman co-signs, right? You as a man are supposed to join the woman in her life as opposed to the other way around. I as a man, this is what I'm doing. This is my mission. This is my goal. This is my plan. Whichever woman decides, hey, I want to come be a part of that, and I think you check all the boxes and I'm not inviting a complete liability into my life, preferably an asset, come on board. You join my life. You come into my world. I'll take you with me on the ride. The train is leaving the station. You can get on or you can stay. But if you stay, the train's never coming back again. This is a one-time, special, one-off event. I think a lot of women don't realize that. But there's a story. Mike Fisher, former Ottawa Senator, captain for the Nashville Predators, good old Canadian boy. So it came out that, God forbid, he has banned transgender cartoons in his home. Kids are not allowed to watch that. And also any alphabet soup shows. Trying to be very careful with my language, read between the lines, no alphabet soup shows. He also does spankings for discipline and to teach them lessons in the household. And most importantly, Carrie Underwood backs him. She fully supports him. He's a great father. I love what we're doing. This is the mission. When the woman backs the man, there is no greater duo, man and woman. God's greatest creation, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and chocolate, the yin to the yang. It literally does not get any better than that. But it's hard to find because most women are so combative. Like I said, they're insufferable. They are not fun. They're not fit. They're not friendly. They're not submissive. They are not integratable. Right? They're very disobedient, non-compliant. As a man, why would you want to integrate that into your life? Especially if I want to have kids and I want to have a family? No, sir. Waiter, check, please. So a lot of women, which is also kind of interesting, they demand more and more as time goes on, which is kind of funny, which maybe we'll part that to the side for a second. But women will say, we got to be married before we have kids. Well, and I'll tell you the same thing I tell all women. Married with the government? Absolutely not. There is literally a better chance of me marrying a single mom with 3 kids from 2 different fathers and taking that responsibility on. You ever seen that guy on Instagram? He's like, hey, come with me for a day in the life as my day as a stepdaddy to a 9-year-old with a hot, crazy wife. He's like, what's the word? You know that guy? Where he goes to his soul-sucking corporate job, eats Boston pizza, Buffalo Wild Wings, come home, does the dishes, cooks for them, and then has a kid from a literal Tyrone, and he has to watch over that. And the woman has, how do I say this without getting canceled off the internet? She has the lights are on, but nobody's home look in her eyes. I can't say the actual word because I don't want to get taken off YouTube, but lights are on, nobody's home. No, thank you. But got to have kids, got to be married before we have kids. Married with the government? No. Married between you and I, you be my wife, I be your man? Sure. Partner? Waiter, check, please. If you call me your partner, you're going to have a one-way ticket out that door. Do not ever refer to me as your partner. We're not homosexuals. We are not in a law firm. We do not have a lemonade stand. You are not my backup goalie, or you are not the starting goalie when I was playing professional hockey. My starting goalie was my partner. When I was the starting goalie, he was the backup. That was my partner. We're not partners. Man, woman, very different. Please get this straight. If you think that having a double-digit body count, being 30 years old, accomplished with $50,000 of student debt, is going to get me to invest $10,000 into a frozen, fossilized piece of dinosaur shit, which is a complete psyop by the diamond industry, you better think again. Oh, and if you're decorated with tattoos, you look like the underpass in downtown Winnipeg at the corner of Higgins and Main. Winnipeggers, you know the underpass I'm talking about. If a female looks like that, waiter check, please. Not a chance. You are going to have to convince me a little bit harder to get off my ass and do that. And also, the whole diamond industry, it used to be 3 weeks salary. Then it was 3 months. Now, apparently, it's 3 years. I spent $30,000 on a goddamn piece of frozen, fossilized dinosaur shit. Great investment. You know what's interesting? I've heard women say, I want a big wedding. And there's stats to prove that the bigger, the more expensive the wedding is, the more nasty and more expensive the divorce becomes. But it's interesting. I love watching females' reactions when I say, okay, so I'm not going to get married with the government, married between you and I. What if we did like a wedding? Well, what if instead of spending $50,000 on going to a hotel, having a nice ballroom, food, catering, flowers, etc. What if we took that money, we put it, let's say, into an S&P 500 fund, or put into gold, put into Bitcoin, put into, as of right now, put into some oil stocks. What if we did that, or some high dividend paying Canadian government-backed monopoly stocks, and we took that money and used it either for a home or for our kids' future funds or rainy day, something that's an actual asset to this family. But what about my wedding day? Because she wants the Instagram post, she wants the carousel, the reel. I want to show the ring. I want to show you proposing, getting down on one knee. Look, I got it. I got the commitment. I'm handing in my 2 weeks notice. I'm now married. They want all that type of stuff. It's just validation for them to compete with other women.